Hello, this is Fenris Lycon. Of course, that's Shadow, here to take on Surviving Mars Hardest Map, Episode 2. We just launched a rocket, so we'll get things going. We, in this episode, will be going through our first disaster, and we'll be having our colonists land, or at least get to Mars. Depending on the disaster, we might have them wait in orbit for a little bit. The disaster order kind of matters. We're hoping to get a dust storm first, and then we'll have a cold wave when our colonists have landed.
Resources are low.
That's fine. But if we get a cold wave first, the cold waves are longer, so we'll have less time before the dust storm, and we can't store water during a cold wave because the water tower will be frozen. That means during the dust storm, we won't be able to produce water because we're using moisture vaporizers as our water source. We should be power.
Research complete.
Excellent. We have the reduced fuel. Let's take a quick look at our research. I do want... Actually, I might... I do want these before we land. Yeah, and then I'm going to go for the low G turbines.
Resources are low.
In the last episode, we had an event that increased our research by quite a lot. And that's going to make everything much easier. We should be able to get
Sector scanned.
Improvements to the vaporator before we actually have the colonists land. That's going to That's going to help a lot. Like I said, if we get the cold wave, then dust storm, we need to try in a short period of time before the dust storm store as much water as possible, and that the water budget can be very, very tight in the beginning. I won't have the start building in the dome until the rocket's like 50% back to Mars. With longest ride, it takes long enough. We can even wait till 75 if we're feeling daring, but I like to start a little sooner, make sure everything's built ahead of time. And like I said in my last episode, I think this hardest difficulty map would be an interesting one to stream. So if you're interested, let me know in the comments. Just because you kind of have like downtime while we're waiting. We're getting research done. We're getting this ramp done. So once we have our explorer, we can get up there. And oftentimes, yeah, we're waiting on disasters to be built, our population to rise, things like that. So
resources are low.
It's balanced. Everything's balanced. You can relax. And a good time to interact with any of the viewers. Just gonna move that again. Get the drones all off the ramp and they can get the concrete extractor. I do have fuel in the
Sector scanned.
Universal Depot. I really don't want that to be in there, so I'll place one down. The reason you don't want fuel in your Universal Depot, I've said this before and I'll say this again, if a meteor or lightning strikes a depot with fuel, you lose everything in it. I'd rather lose a depot full of fuel than offer parts we need to actually survive. And if I really kind of wanted to be safe, I could make multiple ones and only lose a smaller amount on a strike. Now I just have this one drone working, not on the ramp. I need to pay very close attention to this rocket. I want to send it around as soon as possible. And hopefully we actually see the disaster soon. There can be variability in how long it waits. The longer it is, the closer it will be when we have colonists down, which is we want to avoid that.
Sector scanned.
And if you're liking the
Cold
episode
wave
in the series,
approaching.
okay, so cold wave, that's the one we don't want, which is fine. We'll have to be really careful to make sure we store enough water going forward. So I'll build some more solar panels, get my drones all off the ramp, and I'll place down a wind turbine now. We'll need it for the dust storm either way, and we can make use of it during the cold wave. Once that cold wave hits too, I will kind of adjust when we have things on. But
Resources are low. Sector scanned.
we'll get this wind turbine built. So we are just slightly power negative during the day. I'll turn everything off at night and we'll kind of do a reverse of what normally happens. We'll have a little bit of power produced during the night with the wind turbine, and then we'll use a little bit during the day. I do think I need one more solar panel. I need to watch this rocket. There we go. I'll be right back once I have our colonist all picked out. So I have our hand-picked selection of colonists. In this case, I am prioritizing youths. I am not allowing any middle age. I do want sexy. And composed is actually pretty good. We're going to hit so many disasters that reduction in sanity is pretty big. And then just kind of avoiding most of the negative ones. We did have some like alcoholics they had pretty good traits, and our youths, so that's why I'm bringing them, and I'll launch the rocket. We'll have those residents built in plenty of time. So this is a longer cold wave. Generally they're between 5 and 6 holes at this difficulty. We will land. We have the option to wait till the end of this cold wave, so that's what I think I'll end up doing. We might have to land with a few hours of cold wave, but we'll have the colonists here. We'll wait until the cold wave's end. I think I'll end the episode once the rocket gets to Mars, and then we'll kind of cover that waiting period and land it in the next episode.
Scanned. Select a sector to scan.
I could actually consider putting a ramp down while we're waiting. So we'll do that. Needs a lot of waste rock. I also need to make sure it's within range of... So if I do it kind of from this corner. Oh, I didn't mean to move you. This is a really steep area, so we have to make it kind of go really far. Down here looks pretty good. Too large, you say? Too large. Try and minimize the amount of waste rock we need. I think that's going to be one of the best we can do. We do have... We'll end up having plenty of waste rocks. This is a little out of range. I move it a little bit closer. I'll wait until the metal deposit is all used up. Nice. So we have planetary. Without the colonists or the rival colonies, we don't have to compete. So 8's going to be tough for us to do. 10 is also going to be tough. 7 botanists is going to be a very long time ago. 6. Oh man. All of these are going to be very hard for us to do, so that's really unfortunate. Any that had drones or RC would have been a lot better for us. We could have actually done those. Once we get our population up a little bit, we can start thinking of those, that research one. I got distracted. I do want one more solar panel down. I think we're slowly draining our battery.
Research complete.
Nice. I'll queue this up and then this. Neither of those are kind of priorities, but it's good to have a few things queued in case you
Sector
get
scanned. Anomaly found.
large burst of research. We'll be pretty close to starting the building process of our dome. I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. We already have the dome built. We will end up, it's not a big deal, we'll only pay 1 concrete for it. Normally around now is when I would actually have it finished. So I think we're going to wait till, there we go. Pause it for now, and we'll get our living complex, and we will have our infirmary. I definitely like the larger one over the smaller one. It can hold more people. With all the disasters, more people will need it to regain their sanity. I do have some alcoholics, so I do kind of like the space bar. It has the same base comfort as the diner, but has 1 less person per shift, and although it can't hold as many people. We'll throw in a few decorations for comfort. And for food, I'm going to use the dome. So this is partially why water is going to be so tight for us. We're not going to be able to maintain that dome through a dust storm. We're going to raise chickens because they only take 1 soul and they take the least amount of water. During a dust storm, we'll turn them off and we'll have those people who are working the ranch move into service buildings. So we'll kind of micro that a little bit. I found it's really hard to produce food in the hydroponics bay, even with two, with unskilled workers. The ranch does not suffer from that, and I made sure the people we brought, all of them were not vegans, so no one's going to suffer comfort loss. There was also a great analytics done by a Reddit, and I'll link that in the comments, breaking down all the animals, and chickens are the most water efficient, so we'll be using those.
Meteor shower incoming.
Okay. I don't, like I said, I generally don't consider the meteor shower the second or whenever disaster, because as long as they don't land in this one tiny area, we're safe. They have the entire map to fall on, we're fine. But if they do, they make me my hat and completely destroy the run if they kind of land right here. So they're kind of like an all or nothing disaster. Or take out all of her fuel. That's also something they could do. I think too we do have enough polymers. We'll get the upgrades going. Won't be able to make use of that. I can also move my RC down. Yep, so it can start working on this ramp.
Sector scanned.
There we go. So we have our rocket ready to land. I am gonna wait until Sol 14, but I'll do that during next episode. So if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like, and if you want to keep watching the series, it helps me if you subscribe and helps you get alerted. Without further ado, this is Fenris Lycon and Shadow signing out.